Very much appreciate being here, Ira, and the whole, and I don't know who's the Savage Club board member or whatever it is, but much appreciated. And 3 years in a row, and enjoyed it every single time. And every single time, it felt like the topics were ones that were very personal to me, and as far as rhythm goes, I've been studying the rhythmic aspect of music for like really, to the extent that I'm not doing much else, for like 5 years. I have a teacher who's a drummer, and everybody says, "Oh, you're learning how to play drums?" And I'm like, no. He's just been helping me expand my rhythmic horizons, and I realized that, you know, there's harmony, rhythm, and melody. Those are the big three, right? And melody is how most people hear music. This is my theory, people tend to hear music sort of from the top down, like the lyrics and the melody. Like, oh, you know that song that goes da da da, and they'll sing the melody, right? But if you're a rhythm section instrument, of which guitar is one, drums and bass, piano, those are rhythm section instruments. How many musicians do we have here? Just raise your hand.
Singers.
Everyone's a musician. So everyone's a musician. So okay, so if I'm getting too obvious, just be like, okay, we got that. Move along then. So, or on the flip side, if I skip over something or go too fast, please interrupt with questions. And so, when you're a rhythm section player, I don't want to speak for everyone, but I listen to music sort of from the top down. I listen to drums and bass first, and then guitar. And even my students, when we're transcribing, I'm like, yeah, you got to listen to the bass. If you're transcribing chords, which is also bottom up, it's not melody. Let's just assume like you got drums and then bass and then chords, piano or guitar, and then melody on top, right? I have to tell my students, you got to listen to the bass first for chords, but I can't hear the bass, they say. I say, well, you got to get good speakers or headphones. You can't be doing it on your phone or some little cruddy little computer speakers. So, but it all comes from the rhythm first. So listening to music from the bottom up, I think, can be illuminating for a lot of musicians and non-musicians. So my hope today is that, even though there's mostly musicians here, that it would be conducive for both types of people, because non-musicians it might help them appreciate just listening to music in a different way, that it's not always top down, and that there's nothing wrong with top down, but if you're able to hear it from both ends, then that would enrich your experience. And of course, musicians, I hope that it might give you a glimpse into the infinite universe of rhythms. See, when it comes to harmony, like things you can do harmonically when you're improvising or playing chords, there's pretty much an infinite variety of topics to go on, and that's only with 12 notes. What blows my mind is the same is true for rhythm, but there's an infinite number of rhythms. And so not only is there an infinite combination of things you could do with those rhythms, but there's an infinite number of them. So I don't know if it's more, I mean, you can't say one infinity is more than the other, but it just blows my mind that it's infinite number of possibilities all over, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I'm going to try and bail myself out of this hole right now by passing out these little sheets. Now I'm going to ask you, even though there's a lot on here, to just stay with us on the sheet. I'll tell you where we are as we go along. The very first thing, it says Konnakol syllables, I'm sorry. Now I know Greg knows what that is, and we have a lot of musicians in the house. What is Konnakol? Ever heard of it? Anyone? Okay, it's the South Indian language of rhythm that I find very conducive to breaking down complicated rhythms. So there's two reasons I love Konnakol. One is that I just told you, it's a way of breaking down rhythms where you can get to the feeling of them quicker. The ultimate goal is to feel the rhythms rather than think them. And I find that when people are caught up in how it looks or preserving standard notation, they might be missing out on the how does it feel part. And in my opinion, there are times where standard notation, meaning Western, notes, aren't as conducive to understanding and feeling complicated rhythms. That's number one. Number two, it's consonant based. When you say, okay, here we go guys, 1. Okay, but what if the rhythm's complicated? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Like, where's that 1 exactly? 1, 2, like, what is it when I first person my lips, like, or is it on the part of the 1? You know what I mean? It's a bit imprecise. When you say takadimi takajun, takadimi takajun, takadimi takajun, takadimi takajun, there's no doubt in your mind where that ta is, just because of the fact that it's a strong consonant right there. And so we're going to practice a little bit. And I'd love you to literally say along with me. You've seen, I'm venturing to guess that you've seen Indian like tabla players, even like little kids who will recite these ridiculously complicated rhythms, and I can't imitate it, but it'd be like, you know, and then they all start playing, right? Have you seen this? And they play these outrageous rhythms because they've memorized them, they've internalized them. And if you can't speak the rhythm, you're not going to be able to play them necessarily. So even just in guitar lessons, you know, if you can't say 1, 2, and 4, 1, 2, and 4, you're going to be just going ding, 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 and be like, yeah, look, see, I did it. And I'll be like, yeah, but you see what I mean. So here we go. I'd love you to say taka and clap on each ta. That's why the ta is capitalized. Okay, the ta, it means where you hit. So I'd love you to go taka, 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 taka. Say it out loud with me. Taka, 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 taka. Let's do a short experiment. Just do 1, 2, 1, 2, and then clap. You don't have to say it out loud, but I'm going to count 1, 2, 1, 2, and then clap. 1, 2, 1, 2. Keep going. All right, let's do it again. Keep going. We do 1, 2, 1, 2, around and around. 1, 2, 1, 2. I mean, 1, 2, 1, 2, like that. I just want you to do that. 1, 2, 1, 2, go. Now really listen to the whole room while you're doing that. Listen to everyone together. Okay, stop. All right, how would you rate the accuracy in the whole room? Not any one person. Just give me a number. Where do you think? 100% means everyone's dead right on.
80.
What is it? We got 95, 80. All right, so I'm willing to take a middle number. Let's say it's 90. All right, now, I'm going to say taka, 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 and I want you to think taka, 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 taka as you're clapping, and we're going to do the experiment again.
Are you going to say it?
You can say it at first, but then just think it. Actually, let's change that. Don't say it out loud. Just think it as you clap. Here we go. Taka, 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 go. Keep thinking taka, taka as you clap, and listen to the whole room as you do so. Okay, stop. Now, give me a percentage.
Close to the 95.
I got 95. What else?
I think
What?
someone's Russian.
Well, what's your percentage overall?
95.
Okay, what else? Okay, we improved 5% just right there. That's a big percentage when you talk about 90 to 95%. All right, I rest my case. We're going to do Takida.
I got a question.
Go ahead.
What happens if you did like 1 and 2 and?
We could try that. You want to try it?
Yeah, let's try that.
So if I count 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and like that? All right, cool. Well, okay, we also should be tighter just by the fact that this is our 3rd time doing it together, so I'm putting that caveat in there.
Okay.
But here we go. 1, 2, I'm sorry. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. Say it to yourself silently. Sounds pretty good. Keep going. Now switch to taka, 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 taka in your head. Okay, stop. What do you think the result was? Was it any different between the two?
No.
I didn't think so.
I felt that it was easier to do was kind of.
Okay, I didn't hear any difference. Much as I would have liked to try and make the case that the taka was tighter, I did not hear any difference. But what this does bring up is that Ira suggested we feel subdivisions. You guys know what that word means? If so, let me hear what it means. Musicians on this side of the room. What is subdivisions?
It's
units of houses where people live.
Use it units of what?
Houses where people live.
Where people live? Yeah, we live in the 16th note subdivision. What about you? You guys are 5'4", you're odd. So, I think the fact that you divided up the beat into however many parts, that's what subdivisions means. It can mean anything, any sub. You can't use, when you define a word, you can't use the parts of that word to define it. So any unit whereby you parse out a beat in smaller bits.
Like fractions.
Yeah, fractions. And it helps you be more accurate. Let's move on to taquida. Thank you for that experiment, Ira. I liked it. Here we go. We're going to do taquida, 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 taquida. All right, good. 4 is takadimi. It goes takadimi, 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 ta. We are going to play in a little while, and I'm hoping that as we go through these, you'll actually play with us and clap. And you will see that if the band is rushing, then we're going to make you sound bad. And if you're rushing or dragging, you're going to make us sound bad. No pressure. But we'd love for you to join in with clapping. We're going to introduce each rhythm, and we're going to show you how all these are tied together. Did you ever know that there's a thread that connects all the different time signatures? 2/4, 3/4, 4/4, 6/8, 12/8, 5/4, 7/4, etc. That and how they could even potentially be all fit into the same overall meter? Would you call it a meter, Greg? When we're fitting all of them into the same, can you really do that? How can you fit like a 6/8 and a 4/4 and a 7/4 all in the same like groove without stopping? Do you have to be geniuses? Well, I hope not, because I'm the one leading the workshop. And I'm certainly no genius. So, but I find it fascinating. I've been doing the course by a musician called Mike Longo. He was the piano player for Dizzy Gillespie. And it's called The Rhythmic Nature of Jazz, and that's where a lot of this stuff comes from. So let's get on with it. It's going to be the 2/4 felt in 16th notes. Sounds like this. It's number 1. It's number A1. No, I'm sorry. It's just letter A on the sheet. So, if you would, say it out loud and clap. Takadimi, 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 takadimi. My little baby loves short and mom's little baby loves shortnin bread. We're going to start out easy. Can we get the band to play that? And so not only are you clapping 1, 2, but here are the subdivisions. Takadimi, 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 for rhythmic accuracy. Here we go. Because remember, we improved from 90% to 95% in 30 seconds flat. And so all you would do is, each of these tunes are in the book on their own. So you would actually just go to Shortnin Bread or in alphabetical order, and there it is.
Before you go much further, can you all introduce yourselves?
Ira, would you have the honor?
Sure. This is Dennis Winge with Dennis.
He already introduced
This
me.
is Don House. Greg Ezra. My name is Ira Camp. I'm going to perform a little bit. Gary from Rochester.
You all set, Donald? Are you ready to play? So it's the page that I got open to you. Go over there. Let's see how they can start us off. And you guys start us off going tuck it in, tuck it in. Just think it, but clap. Here we go. 1, 2. to a good start, guys. We're gonna do number 3. I mean, letter B, which is 3/4. The 3/4 could be ducky, 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 ducky. So, Don, if you follow, we're just gonna follow this. You'll know what song's coming by the next thing. So, and then you just flip to it and turn out that door. That be okay?
It's a little easy for me the way I first made it, one after another.
I didn't understand that, but we're okay. So, can you start us off on Takita? Like, Takita, 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 Takita. You're going on my things now, right? No, guys, this is a totally different song, my friend. It's the whole song. Please just follow along. All right? You got it. I'm sorry. Takita, 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 Takita. Let's listen to that. 1, 2, 3, go. Any questions or observations so far? Like, did you feel that it was potentially any easier to stay locked in with Takita, or didn't matter? Or okay, we're gonna keep going. Now, we just did 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Notice it's kind of always in pairs. 1, 2, 3, 1. It's like a front half and a back half. So that leads right into counting it in 6. You could count 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and or 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Either way is target, 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 which is letter C. We're going to play the exact same music, and now you're clapping on every beat instead of just every 3 beats. Like you were going ducky to ducky to ducky to ducky before, and now you're going target, 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 target. You ready? Can we hear you do it on your own? And it goes target, 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 target. Here we go. This is good. Keep going. We're going to set you up for what's to come. We're here just to get it started, you guys. So bear with us. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Any questions on that? I saw someone with a question.
They sound exactly the same.
They sound the same, yeah. We're just setting you up for what's to come, like thinking in 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, or thinking in 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It comes up sometimes in music, like how should we write this? Should I write it in 12/8? I have actually 3 versions of, this is true, I have 3 versions of the sheet music to House of the Rising Sun. One's in 3. One's in 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1. And one's in 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And depending on the level of student, I'm going to give them the 3 if they're a beginner, and we're going to play it like, if we're lucky. But then intermediate, I might give them 6, and then a little bit more advanced, I give them 12. But is there really any advantage to how it sounds? No. It's kind of, in situations like that, I don't know, maybe Greg can shed more light on this, but there are situations in which it's up to the transcriber or composer what he thinks is best to deliver how he or she wants it to sound.
So
question.
the difference, to the extent there's a difference, it's in where the emphasized beats are, right?
Yeah, yes, correct. And you're going to see, so we're just setting you up right now because, as you well know, 6 is, easily divisible by 2 or 3. And if you put 2 6s together, you have divisibility by 2, 3, 6, and 4, and it yields a lot of combinations. We're going to get into that right now. So you set me up with that question perfectly. So when we go to letter D, so previously you had just done 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, and you also went 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1. When we look at letter D, it's, I'm sorry, let me get the meter the same as both. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So if you're up for a challenge, which we are going to challenge you, we're going to do C and D back and forth. But for right now, we're going to do letter D. It goes ducky-da, 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 ducky-da. I'd love you to say it out loud and clap with me. This is letter D. Ducky-da, 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 ducky-da. Let's just do a round of that before we start messing with your head. And by the way, it is a lot better for you. I can't come down there and make you clap, but for you, rhythms are meant to be felt, not thought. And so clapping and hearing the result of the clap it takes you out of the mental loop only. It's like if you're into any kind of goal setting or affirmations, perhaps. The act of putting those goals or truths that you want to affirm, or even praying, I don't want to get on a whole tangent on this, but like activating the verbal side and physical side goes a lot further than just thinking about a goal or whatever. I'm not saying necessarily that spoken prayers are better than thought prayers, but I think you see what I mean. There's a neuro-linguistic and a physical aspect that reaffirms back to us the thing. So clapping is a very good thing. Here we go. We're going to clap letter D, and we're going to play House of the Rising Sun. But first, let's get these guys to give us the clap. Here goes. Keep going. Here we go. Sorry. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Hard, right? But what about this? Maybe Greg can help us on this. Go back and forth between C and D, and you got something like this. This is what we call metric modulation. It's a different way of thinking within the same within the same overall meter. So C is daga 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 daga. Do it with me. Daga 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 daga. Now switch over to D and you got da 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 da. We're gonna do 4 bars of each. Daga 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 How about your turn?
Wow.
One more time, we'll rehearse it together. This time I won't say the syllables, but again, just look at the sheet. You can think taga taga taga, or you think takida takida, and we're doing 4 bars of each, like 4 repetitions of each one. 1, 2, taga 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 taga. Oh, sorry, it'd be taga 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 taga. Switch. It helps that our drummers are doing the underlying beat. What would happen if they did not do that? What happens if the drummers did not play? What if you played only the hits that we're going to play? Would it all fall apart? Probably. Let's try. Let's find out. So, daga, 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 daga. No, just the hits. So, just the hits. Thank you. Can you do it with us? Like, can you do just a hit? I mean, yeah, because we can't hear that. It's like, can you do a drum and just hit where we're hitting? Because it's working out. It's working out good. Like, daga, 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 daga. All right, what do you think? It's a lot harder when they're not giving the subdivisions, right? So that goes to show about when you think the subdivisions, tagi, 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 or tagi, 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 or tagi, 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 dimi, whatever it is, it helps you keep lined up. It's like doing in your head what the drummers were doing for us the first round. First round was way easier, right? Am I right?
Yes.
Good. So I made my point about the subdivisions and to have a system whereby you can think all that. We are going to get a lot harder, and if some of this is over your head, I'm totally fine with that. It's over my head too. But there's all different levels of musicians here, and I was even expecting non-musicians here, and I know that some of this would be over their head, but it's an introduction to stuff. That's just how to look at it, and if there's things on here you want to pursue later on your own, so be it. Or if you just walk out of here saying, wow, there's a lot of rhythmic potential in the universe, that would be my goal for today. When you start dividing, when you have 2 cycles of 6, because if you do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, like on its own, doesn't it feel like you need another one? Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, like they're in pairs, like the front half and the back half. So now we got 12 to play with. And there's all kinds of combinations of 2s and 3s to come up to 12. And my favorite combination right now is the Afro-Cuban, which is 2 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 3. Now, if that sounds like a mouthful, we're going to break it down. The 2 plus 3 part, in other words, we're in letter E, and we're only going to do the first 2 claps. The X's are the claps, which is so let's see, how am I going to do this? It's going to be like so we're going to do it around that tempo. We're only doing the 2 plus 3. So try it with the subdivisions. Taki 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 taki. Okay, good. That's the first half. Second half is taka taka taki. So first one was like short, long, like short, long, short, long, short, long. Second one is taki taki. I'm sorry, taki taki taki, taki taki taki, short, short, long, short, short, long, taki taki taki, taki taki taki, taki taki Nice job, guys. Now, Greg and I are going to demonstrate the whole Afro-Cuban sequence, 2 plus 3, plus 2 plus 2 plus 3, and then you're going to join us. Here we go. First, we'll say it, and then we're going to play it. It goes, taki 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 taki, taki 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 taki. You can give us, sorry, it sounds great. You can give us subdivisions if you want now. So, like, can you give us an Afro-Cuban 6/8 groove, like, or whatever you think comes to mind there? Because we'll put it in context. You can even set it up.
A little bit slow, maybe.
Yeah, we can do it slower. That's even faster, actually. So. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Too hard, or what do you think?
We need another 15 minutes of that.
Another 15 minutes of that? Let's just do one more minute of it. So. heard you the loudest. It sounded good. Sounded good. I gave you a taste. I don't know if you could hear it. Be honest if you did hear it. I gave you a taste of a little. Should we use the word polymetricity? Where I was playing the melody of my favorite things, which is divided in 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then they also gave you a bit of 4/4, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, you can hear how it all fits together, the 3, the 6, and the 4. Maybe you can't, but it gives you a glimpse into... Letter F is exactly what I'm talking about, where the 12 beats is now grouped in 4 sets of 3. So this is Lullaby of Birdland, Donald? And it would be very easy and natural to count and clap to that. It's still 12 because it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, 11. Great job, everyone. Why is that so natural? Why does that feel so much easier? I'm assuming it was. Why do you think it was?
Forwards.
It's 4/4. 4/4. What we call that? 4/4 what?
Common time.
What is it?
Common time.
Common time. That's right. But what about the style of like what style of music was that? How would you describe the rhythm beyond? Like 4/4 could be. Let's use the reference, but like it's a different feel. So what would you? How would you describe it? It's swing, yeah. So now you come to you get an insight into swing is like related to triplets within each beat. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 3, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, like that, and it feels good to us. So moving on, we got letter G, which is
Can I ask you something?
oh, by all means.
So, on a stat, I mean, would this actually be written 4/4, or would it be something 12?
Damn good question. Most of the time, it's written in 4/4 because it's much easier to write that than 12, like the actual bars. Because if you did 12, then anyway, I'm not getting into it. It's just usually it looks a lot nicer and it's easier to read in 4. And at the very top, the composer would write an 8th note triplet, i.e., a subdivision of 3 within 1 beat, is the regular 8th note. So in other words, that means instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and you got 1 and a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and it's usually played as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, but that and is no longer in the middle. This is a big question. I'll try and be as concise as I can. A straight feel is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. There's equal distance between each beat and the and. So the and is like right in the middle. But on swing, the and is like the third triplet, so it's actually sort of like 2/3 the way through the bar, if that makes any sense. In other words, and it gives us a swingy feel, right? Okay, cool, good question. We're gonna do 5/4. It's 5/4. It's really 10 eighth notes. So letter G. If we did 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2, it would sound like this. Now notice that on the count there, it's not a misprint. I wrote 1 and a 2 and a 4 and 5 and 1 and a 2 and a 4 and 5 and what happened to the 3? It's just I do feel like representing it that way. It kind of gives you a glimpse into my theory that sometimes, standard Western way of counting doesn't necessarily make things easier. So I literally wanted to hear 1 and a 2 and a 4 and 5 and 1 and a 2 and a 4 and a 5. So that's how I wrote it. And I'm the transcriber, so it was up to me in that case. But you left out 3, man. Anyway, so let's do it. So we're gonna. What's that?
When did you start feeling bad about it?
Just now, actually. Here we go. That's a good question. So we're gonna go. Takita, 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 takita. Now, some of you may recognize this. This is made famous by Dave Brubeck. You can stop a minute. Some of you may recognize this is made famous by Dave Brubeck's. Hold on, please. Tune. Take 5. Like ding 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 ding. So I want you, if you could please go to take 5. You're there already?
Yep.
Good man. And we're gonna play it, and you guys are gonna count. Takita 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 takita. Let's go with those first.
You ever written different here?
Right, stop.
You ever written different, it's just 4 strikes rather than.
You might have no copy. Let me see. What do you mean 4 strikes?
Well, you have 3 claps at the end. You got-
There's 4 claps. Letter G.
Okay, I'm trying again.
Yeah, there's 4 claps.
Well, 4, but I thought you put the 5th one in there.
No, it's only 4 claps because we're going. We're not going. It's a good question. Like the way I chose to subdivide this 5 was 10 eighth notes, and I chose to subdivide that as 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2. That was totally subjective to get you guys to feel the way I want you to feel. There's a lot of ways you could break down 5. We could have done it like this. I'm glad you brought that up. We could have done it like this. Like 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. If I said 5 twos, it would be. Please do that for me, Greg. Now on top of that, so notice that would have been fine, but it didn't necessarily serve the remember I said listening from the bottom up, so it didn't necessarily serve the group gong gang, gong 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 gang. Yours was gong 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 gong. So even though it fits, I decided it wouldn't be the proper subdivision to convey the feeling of that song, if that makes sense. Great question. Or that wasn't really a question, but it brought up a good point. So we're gonna have you go takita 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 takita. Here we go and playing 7/4 next, but it's all 2s and 3s. So once you get used to the syllables, even 7 is no longer, hopefully, no longer that hard. Instead of thinking in 14, as I wrote here, 14 as 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2. Imagine you have to go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Wait, how many 2s was that? No. But now we got That's freaking awesome, clapping in 7 while we play a little band. Now originally I wrote it as a blues. I appreciate it, but should we play it as a blues or should we just play it as like just a B? You know, should we take the same riff to all these chords? Maybe we should just make it simple and just play it. Just do the B, yeah. So I got a little over ambitious with my chart writing, but this is going to be fun. Like long, short, 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 long, short, 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 short. Playing in 7. Now that we're super advanced, we're going to do some polyrhythms. The polyrhythms aren't just fun and games, even though this is supposed to be rhythm games. I didn't want to title the workshop a lot of work related to rhythm. so you've been duped, actually. But now that you're super advanced and you can play in 5 and 7, we're going to do the polyrhythms. The polyrhythms are the key to tying all the time signatures together, and then we're going to wrap this up and we'll play some tunes. So check this out. We talked about earlier, we set you up for hopefully success by playing letters C and D. It sounded like this. C was D was so again we got and then now so we're gonna have some fun. First, I would like you all to clap where it says letter I, hemiola. Clap the 2 sets of 3 underneath. So we're in letter I. It says 2, meaning feeling it in 2, like 2 hits per like 2 sets of 3. I'll explain what the HO means under that. If you guys are following, it says HO. I'll explain that later. But right now we're going to go and then if you look at the 3 side, where it says HOT. So we're just going to practice one more time switching between the 2 of them. So 2 first and then 3. It's going to sound like this. Switch. Now the moment I've been waiting for all week, looking forward to this. Please raise your hand if your birthday is between January and July. I'm sorry, January and June. All right, you three are the 2s. Everyone else is the 3s. Well, musicians up here, you can do what you want. Maybe you can accent both. Can you do 2 and 3 at the same time? That'd be terrific.
Still on them.
You can, let's see, you can play, you can just do every set of 6. Like, if we do E minor, let's do it on E. So you'll go, like, you'll go. With no other subdivision, just okay? Alright, so let's practice the 2s, meaning you're gonna hit twice in the bar. So you're where it says 2. Yours is like this. Just practice with me. So only clap if your birthday is between January and June. Okay, now let's practice with the other. We got 3 other people. This worked out great. It's 3 and 3. You guys with the 3s, you're gonna clap 3 times per bar like this. Maybe we should slow down just a little bit, Donald. So I'm gonna slow it down just a little bit, like so. All right, 3s. Here we go. 3s, please clap. All right, we're not gonna put together yet. We're still practicing. Back to the 2s. Now with the 3s. Now who thinks they're ready to put that together? To hold your own part and ignore what may be conflicting. Your neighbors behind or in front of you might be playing. It's also interesting that we have back and front and just the way it worked out. That all the late bloomers are up front and all the early bloomers are in the back. We're gonna do 2 and 3 at the same time. And it's gonna, and Greg, can you play both 3 and 2 at the same time? Can we hear what that sounds like? So if you're confused, this is great that you can do this. If you're a 2, keep going. You see his foot? Actually, can you do maybe 2 different drums? Like, one you do a cymbal, but do maybe the 2 on snare drum? If not, don't worry about it. Yeah, cool. So if you're a 2 and you get confused, you follow his snare drum. And if you're a 3 and you get confused, follow his cymbal. Ding, 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 ding. A little slower, right? So his snare drum for the 2s. This is great. Alright, so one more time. The drummer's giving us 2 against 3. So if you're clapping the 2, you're going to follow his snare drum like if you're following, if you're a 3 person, you're going to follow the cymbal like this. The bass is going to go Alright, now let's start with the 2s first. So, 2s only. Again. Now keep that going, and we're going to do the 3s. Keep going. Okay, now no bass. Keep going, but no bass. No bass. This is good. We're going to keep practicing this. So we'll do it with the bass first and then without. No drums. Keep going. Just the claps. Just the clap, please. One more. So, da. So, that's it. Keep going. Give yourself a round of applause. That was great. Excellent job. Give yourself a round. Serious. Give yourself a round. You're going to clap for me at the end. I'm clapping for you. It's not easy to do that. And it took a while to lock in, and I expected that, but we got there in the end, which I also expected. I had total hopes on you guys. But 3 against 4, we're going to push our luck now. If it all falls apart, that's okay, but I don't think it will. Because you're well versed in all this stuff. We're going to do the same groups.
We have hard time on our hands.
We're going to do the same group. So the 2s, you're now 4, and we're going to do you first. So if you look at where it says 4, it goes tucky to. This one's slightly easier because it's like 4/4. Thank you, 4s. Now the 3s, which is you 3 in the front, sounds like this. This one's harder. Now this is, thank you, hold on. Now this may be a tall order to do 3 against 4 at the same time, or you could coordinate with Konnakol. What do you think?
Try it. You can try it. I can try it.
Go ahead, try them both on your own, and Konnakol can do what he wants, or you guys can split it up.
You want to split it up? Can you do the 3 or the 4? You want to do the 4?
Let's have him do the 4.
I'll do the 3 or the 4.
In other words, that's the 3, right? Yeah, so 4.
There's 4 here.
Okay, you got it then. So again, if the 4s get confused, 4s are in the back, right? If the 4s get confused, follow his symbol, which again is can you go a little slower? That's the 4s. And the 3s, you're listening to his snare drum. So this is really great. The drummer's doing 3 against 4. And if you're playing 4, you're going to listen to his symbol, which is and if you're doing the 3, you're going to listen to his snare drum. Little slower. Let's hear just the 4s first. Now the 3s. Concentrate on your part. That's excellent. Keep it up. Now if you put the bass in, it's going to be job, everyone. That was terrific. You really got it. I'm very, very happy. I'm going to explain real quick about what all this letters is. I never really did that. For the 2 against 3, it's hot cup of tea. It's what we call the composite rhythm. When you put 2 against 3, if Greg, you could please demonstrate 2 against 3 again. Now, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Hold on now, please. Hold on. Go ahead, Greg. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 2. Hot cup of tea. Hot cup of tea. Hot cup of tea. Hot cup of tea. Listen to it. Can you hear hot cup of tea? Hot cup of tea. Hot cup of tea. So, thank you, Greg. So if you're ever stuck in an elevator for 5 hours and you don't have your cell phone and you're bored and you curse my name because you think of this exercise, you can try and invoke the sound of 2 against 3 on your own by thinking hot cup of tea, and then if you want to only do the 2s, you do hot of. So hot cup of tea, hot cup of tea, hot cup of tea. Try it with me, say hot cup of tea, hot cup of tea, hot cup of tea, and only clap on hot and of. Here we go. Hot cup of tea, 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 hot cup of tea. And if you want to do the 3, you'll go hot cup of tea, hot cup of tea, hot cup of tea, hot cup of tea. I see some people shaking their heads, so I'm not going to push that one. But it's an interesting thing to be able to hear the composite rhythm. The composite rhythm of 3 against 4 is pass the milk and butter. Some people have said pass the blank damn butter, but I really don't like that expression. So I like pass the milk and butter. One of the songs on one of my albums is called Pass the Vegan Butter, but that's another story. It's pass the milk and butter, pass the milk and... Actually, could you set us up? Nice job, Greg. You guys did really well. We're going to conclude this portion of the thing, which went a lot longer than I was expecting. We will have time to play a bit, but we're going to play a rhythm suite now. And I hope it's not just S-U-I-T-E, but the other spelling as well. And it puts all these time signatures together. I really think you guys did a fantastic job. In the following suite, we're going to use 6 as our base, and within that, we kind of will put the 3-4 and the 4-4 and 5-4 and 7-4, and then like a syncopated 3 against 4 feel all in a row. And wish us luck. so much, ladies and gentlemen.